it's Sherry. Have you had those days where you really just kind of wish that it could just start over? Well, this has been an interesting day. So I had to go get my hair cut because I got this curling brush stuck in my hair and I couldn't get it out. So I just washed it and just let it dry curly on its own. So that's been the start. Today's my husband's birthday, so I've been trying to do nice things for him. He took the afternoon off, but now he's out doing some car stuff. So anyway, I just wanted to update you about my trip to DC the last week of February, and I want to thank everyone who supported me through prayer, kind words, and donations. It was tremendously appreciated, and I did include a link in the last newsletter about just being able to watch it and what I shared. One of the things that I really shared is that I will not accept government money. Pearl at the Mailbox is focused on a mission of educating and preventing grooming and trafficking, of children. So therefore, my concern is with government funds that they would swoop in and tell me how to do things and maybe take us away from that mission. In fact, the woman that was sitting next to me at this the testifying table next to me, her organization runs off of 90% of government funds, 90%. So you almost have to say 90% of her organization is government run. And you know government doesn't give you things for free. It comes with strings attached, and that's what I'm staying away from. And that's why I continue to work on legislation, and my assistant Jessica is right there with me. She's so helpful, and you know, sometimes when you have to talk about your trauma over and over and over and over again, it gets to be a bit much. Of course, I'm going to continue to do it, but it's nice to have someone by your side who's been through trauma as well, and we can bring each other down. So she is like the most perfect assistant. And Jessica, when you listen to this, just thank you so much for what you do. God brought you into my path, no doubt, and we work really well together. But I do need to share with you that we have been invited back on March 26th to go to what's called a Senate Roundtable. And this will include senators that are sponsoring and supporting all of these bills, and I'll read them to you. And once again, I have to appeal to all of you. If you can financially support us in any way to get out there, it's needed and it's deeply appreciated. I fund probably 95% of Pearl at the Mailbox operation because this is my passion and this is my heart. But when we have these big expenses of traveling, it gets to be a lot at one time, and I can't come up with all that money at one time. So we need probably $4,000. Unfortunately, maybe fortunately, I don't know, but March is a very busy time in DC because it's cherry blossom season. And because of that, the airfare is ridiculous, as is hotel. And we never stay in a fancy place. When we go, we're at a Homewood Suites, and it's not anywhere near the Capitol, so it takes us some time to get there. So we're very, very frugal with the money that we spend, but we do need help. I want to just share with you some of the bills that we will be discussing when we are out there. So again, it's the Trafficking Survivors Relief Act. It's at the federal level, HR 7137. This will allow individuals who've been charged with a federal crime while they are trafficked and can prove that to be able to get those charges expunged or removed off of their records. Very similar to what we got done here in Arizona last session for those that committed local crimes. And why is this important? Because a trafficker could care less about the person that they're trafficking. That traffic individuals is a means to an end, which is money. And they are going to use that individual however they see fit. And if that includes forcing them through threats to do certain crimes, they're going to do it. They're going to do it. So this is to help get survivors who've been charged with federal crimes the opportunity to get those removed so that they can go on to have a life. After being trafficked, trying to rebuild your life is quite something. So thank you for your support. This one is the Take It Down Act. This is Senate Bill 146. This is sponsored by Ted Cruz. And what this one does, this is really important. This holds the tech companies responsible for images that get put up on their websites, like what they call deep fakes, or let's say like a nude body with somebody else's face. This is happening to a lot of young people and also to college kids, and sextortion is coming out of it. That means that they say, oh look, we've got this nude image of you and now you need to give us money before we take the picture down, which they never do. They just continue to ask for more. So the Take It Down Act, if passed, would require tech companies that once they're notified of that image to have it removed within 48 hours. This is a big one. I mean, technology is new, I get it. And there's a lot of things that we just don't know, and with AI and everything. But an individual, and a young person especially, I mean, this could happen to adults too, but anybody that has this type of a thing happen to them, it destroys their life. And you can't get away from those images, just like when you're trafficked, if your images are shared with others, you can't get rid of those too. So this is a really good bill that we're working on. And there's 5 more, but I won't talk about them right now. Why is legislation important? For many reasons. One, getting laws in place that hold perpetrators accountable for their actions at I want to say, fair penalty. Of course, personally, I know what I would like to see happen, but I'd like them to be in jail for the rest of their life, but I know that's not always possible. But again, the punishment doesn't fit the crime, so to speak. When somebody is trafficked, they are trafficked for the rest of their lives. They have sights, smells, just so much that impacts and takes them back to horrific things. I have it. I'm in my 50s and I have this. It happens all the time. As my body starts to change due to age, I see more and more signs of the damage that has been done to my body and repaired through many surgeries, but they're making themselves known again. So when somebody who buys or sells a minor, they should be held accountable for the damage that they do, and they should not be able to get those penalties removed. And so that's why I fight on the legislative level here in Arizona. And we do have some good bills going through. The ones that I had really hoped I would be able to get through stalled. One of them was to update the sex offender registry. That's going to have to come back next year, but I'll be there. I will be back. Legislation is important because it's a way to, one, find out which politicians actually truly care about the well-being of kids, and also just the fact that, you just kind of find out where they are. Do they really care about kids and their safety and a safe future? And are they going to put their words and their votes behind what they say they support? And I'm going to hold them accountable. And that's why I'm very active. My dogs are staring at me. That's why I'm very active in legislation, because we can change things. We can make a difference. We can call out the representatives and the senators that are not doing what is deemed appropriate for protecting our kids. And so I'm just going to keep going. I'm going to keep going, and I'm going to keep going. So anyway, that's an update. I know that's kind of a long update, and I appreciate it if you stuck through this whole thing. Anyway, again, if you can, please help Jessica and I get to DC at the end of the month again. Oh gosh, I would be so grateful, so grateful. Getting these meetings with, just hear me read some of the senators. Senator Cruz, Senator Fry, Senator Lou, Wagner, Donalds, Moore, gosh, so many. I couldn't even name them. Just on this one alone, there's like 15 senators. So if you can donate again, it's appreciated. And when I go, I'm taking all of you with me, and I'm fighting for all of you, all of your kids, all of your grandkids, all of your nieces, your nephews, because we have to band together and protect our kids. So thank you so much. And if you have any questions, you know you can always reach out to me.